What's the most exotic sausage you've ever had?
My juicy take is...
What, Bonnie Blue?
I don't think it's the value of IP, I think it's the value of community.
Right, have you been fed a format? We can't just sit here eating burgers all day. We've got to get on with it.
A little ASMR.
Welcome to Feed Me Formats, the new digital entertainment podcast where we develop original ideas, we eat burgers and we talk shop. I'm Bart Frank.
And I'm Alex Kempner.
And together we are...
Not doing that.
Very good, thank you. We are Objekt. Should we get into it?
Oh, we are Objekt.
We run Objekt.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Cool. What are we doing, Tier? Producer Tier. Oh, intro Tier wave. Wave in front of one of the cameras. Really close up.
Whoa.
That's it. Yeah, perfect.
Hello. So you're going to do a development task.
Oh, exciting.
Where I'm going to give you 3 random words.
3 random
based
words.
around our theme. The
What is
theme
our-
of
what
this,
is
episode is food.
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 That's very convenient.
Yeah, for the burgers.
Yeah, because it's Feed Me Formats. And Ep 1 is food.
Oh,
Makes
tell me
sense.
about
Wow. So I'm going to give you 3 random words. You have the time it takes to eat your burger, to think individually.
Can I take ages to eat my burger?
No.
Okay. Seems like
And
a
then-
forward format point.
Can it
but-
be the time it takes for the other person to eat their burger?
No, that's not fair. 'Cause you fucking...
That's actually pretty good.
You'll eat it in a second. Oh, what, so if you got one, you just
That's
go...
One bite.
That might be my idea that I've just developed.
Cool.
And then after you've eaten your burgers, you
Yes.
share your ideas. And then we will set a 5-minute timer. And you have to brainstorm with each other and come up with the next viral concept. And I will
YouTube show?
decide. Yeah?
Don't sound too confident.
Yeah. YouTube
YouTube show.
show.
Okay, cool. So to recap,
Yeah.
today's episode is about food.
Yeah.
We get 3 words.
Yeah.
That you're gonna, 3 random words that you're going to supply. We've got the time it takes for us to eat a burger to come up with our own idea.
Yeah.
We then tell each other our own ideas.
Yeah.
And then we've got 5 minutes to together develop a big whacking YouTube show.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do, isn't it?
That is a lot.
And
to
then
do.
I'll decide whether I like it.
Oh.
Who gave you that power?
So what? So
Me.
it's whether you'd watch it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
Right, hit shows coming right up.
What
Alright.
can we have our burgers or
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Let's bring in the burgers.
Bring the burgs.
Our lovely
Oh.
assistant Marie is
Thank
handing
you.
Thank you, Marie.
Are we supposed to sort of
Christ.
reference these burgers? So what?
So do you want to know where these burgers are from?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
They're from
A reputable source.
the Smash Company.
I'm very hungry because I haven't actually eaten anything all day. I don't know if I've been mentioning it much before.
Ooh, so what do we? What's the plan? What we unwrap and then we?
You unwrap, then I will say your 3 words, and then you can start.
They smashed the whole
They're-
thing.
they're pre-smashed.
They didn't just smash the burger.
burger.
Okay.
Ultimate Smash.
Ultimate smash. Next to it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sorry, that's
I'll
quite
pass you that. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Don't start eating yet.
Trust me, I'm not going to. Trust me, I'm not going to start eating too soon because otherwise I'll have no fucking time.
And so what, I'm just thinking. So you don't need my mic
No.
to hear my thoughts.
No.
Unless.
We'll see. Thank you, Bart.
Okay.
Alright.
Are you ready for your 3 words?
Yeah, please don't eat too quickly, Alex.
All right. Sausage.
Oh. Your pardon,
Exotic.
Jesus Christ, where are we going here?
Sounds like Bart's last weekend.
Month.
What?
Month.
Month.
Yeah.
Exotic
Sausage
sausage month. Okay.
It's kind of distracting eating a burger.
Rude. Despite there not being much burger visible, it's actually quite tasty. How ridiculous.
What?
You eat so quickly.
We can't just sit here eating burgers all day. We've got to get on with it.
Yeah, I actually need to start thinking about the idea. I'm getting indigestion. I don't understand how you eat so quickly.
Well, I don't know.
Was that time up? Do I not get to finish?
You can finish your burger.
Well, actually, whilst I finish eating, why do you, if you in theory, you've run out of time, so why don't you tell me your idea?
Well, no, I've got as much time as it takes you to eat. We swapped it.
Well, how was the burger, Alex K?
The burger was good. Tasted quite sort of like a McDonald's cheeseburger.
Okay.
But like a thicker version. It's quite unseemly, isn't it?
Well, you're taking so long. Right. Have you been fed a format?
Actually, I have.
Really?
Here we go. Thank you, Marie, very much.
Oh. Great burger.
Great.
Thank you.
That was... I don't
Oh,
know.
do you think your hunger is going to
That would have definitely affected my score.
clouded your judgment?
To be fair, hold tight because you'll find out what we think of those burgers in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's the hook. That's the hook to this podcast.
It keeps everyone coming. Okay, cool.
taste.
You want my idea?
Yes.
Cool. So my idea is we have 3 chefs on a month-long road trip, like around the world, and their sole aim is to develop the most exotic sausage they can come up with. So they learn all the sausage making, and they explore all the different spices and all the different meats from around the world that people put into sausage-like things to come up with the most exotic sausage they can come up with.
So we've got a problem.
Come up with the same show.
It's a pretty similar show.
That's fine, 'cause we can try and improve it.
They're not making any sausages in mine. They're on the hunt for the most exotic sausage.
Slightly different.
Yeah. And so they are going, they're meeting all these different cultures and seeing who's sausaging what. What meats, what other things can you put in a sausage? You get chocolate sausage. Have you seen those?
I thought is that a real thing?
Yeah. It's just a sausage made out of chocolate. There's like nuts and stuff in it.
Interesting. That sounds like a shit.
Okay, well, do you want to put your ideas together?
What?
You want...
Did you have 3 people as well?
No, I actually had one person. The sausage king.
The Sausage King.
The sausage king.
Okay, we're going to set your 5-minute timer.
Cool.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
So do you want to start with sausage king or what's yours called?
The secret sausage.
Why?
Not really sure. The secret to the sausage.
I thought they were trying to develop the most exotic sausage.
The exotic sausage. I don't really know. The hunt for the exotic sausage. Which one? I quite like the active element. This is the trouble. This is happening again.
There's a real flaw in the format, which is...
The fizzy Coke's not helping. Sponsored
Yeah.
by Coke. Right, let's get into it. I quite like, for my one, I quite like the discovery element and then actually trying to make something rather than just the discovery.
So the discovery, are they experimenting or are they learning about what people are already doing?
I'd want to take them to different places, like how to make a sausage. So like,
Do I?
Well, no, I'm saying they learn that process. They then learn the mincing of meats, and then they go and explore all different places around the world that do make exotic sausages, and they try and come up with the most delicious exotic sausage. Or can we throw this all out and come up with something completely different?
Where do you think an exotic sausage? What's the most exotic sausage you've ever had?
The one in France.
What did I have in France?
You didn't have it, but there was...
Yeah, that's like disgusting. That's it's like all like offal and all that sort of stuff, and they just like jam it into this like.
Doesn't sound exotic.
It's like just like all the off-cut meat. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, Indui. There you go. Thank you, Diego.
That's an exotic. It doesn't sound that exotic though.
Diego sounds exotic.
He does. He's Italian.
Okay. Is there anything else we could do that's better than this, than the current ideas?
I'm not. It's tough though. The word sausage is quite limiting.
Yeah.
What else could you sausage?
Well, it could be like barbecuing.
Barbecue, yeah. But then for it to make sense with the brief, it's still going to have to feature sausage quite heavily. Is a sausage a nickname? It could be about sausage dogs.
It's a food idea. Creating food for sausage dogs.
Just eating sausage
Or
dogs.
just eating sausage dogs.
Is there any other sausages that we haven't thought about?
Not. Sausage is quite a particular word.
What if you were inspired by sausage? If you ground something up and put it in a
Sausage container.
in a pig's skin?
You could do like exotic barbecuing that features sausages at some point. A month is also a slightly tricky word to try and work out.
I think going back on the Great Sausage Adventure,
I didn't think it was so.
I think it's quite interesting. I don't know how it turns into a format.
The Sausage Boys.
I mean, what channel is it on?
That one might be on a dodgy one. I
don't think it's going to go out on YouTube, is it? I think the Great Sausage Adventure, or the travels and sort of time of the Sausage King, are the way.
So the Sausage King, like Liver King, just live off. Or what about someone who lives off sausages for 30 days? Like you're only allowed to eat sausages for 30 days.
It's a great single video. Mm-hmm. I guess maybe the series, the format is you do different things for 30 days. Yeah, no, I like that.
I feel like that's more YouTubey.
So this might just be for our
Just get myself cramped in my leg.
Oh no.
Fucking hell, we only got 1 minute left. Right.
Okay,
we're going to extend it a little bit if we need to. That's off camera.
I think I'm pretty happy with. I think the 30 days, and then so they can only eat sausages, but then they're naturally.
Why is it exotic?
Are they naturally? They're still going to go around and find different sausages.
Okay.
They're not just sitting there eating Wall's sausages for 30 days in one room.
That's actually quite a good idea. Yeah.
So they're going to have to try and keep it interesting. So they're going to go to the Caribbean and see.
I ate sausages for 30 days. I only ate sausages for 30 days.
Yeah.
That's quite a good title.
Yeah, we're done.
Oh yeah. Well, how long have we got left? Don't even fucking need
20
it.
seconds.
Sorry, that's a bit rude.
Yeah. And aggressive,
isn't it?
unnecessary.
That's right. We don't even need it. A lighter version we can cut it in post. Thank you, but we don't need it.
Thanks for the update.
Bring, bing.
Oh,
What?
Someone
Is that
had-
new?
someone
That was a timer because
Has
you
anyone
knew
got the
it.
phone?
Okay.
Right.
We did come up with a title.
Yeah. The Great Adventures of the Sausage King.
It's not the Sausage King. Sausage King did not win.
Right. Do you want to pitch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Go on.
I'm going to hand over to the creative director to pitch our new idea, which obviously you haven't heard, no idea what's coming next.
I have no idea. Why did you look me straight in the eyes?
That
when you
was
did
that was
I
crazy.
feel that coming up.
I know, but even more so, Tia's question then has even more relevance.
Because you made me eat the burger.
No, none of this is the answer to Tia's question. Why did you look her in the eyes when you did that?
Because I could tell that she was going to be able to hear it.
Nice.
And I don't think anyone else knew in the room. Disgusting. Okay, right. Go on, try again. Count me in.
Right. Tia, we're ready to pitch.
Nice. I'm
Got a-
excited.
We've got a banger.
Oh,
That's
good.
quite clever.
That's good.
Thank you. Let me introduce my creative director
Okay.
and business partner, Mr. Frank.
Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too. Picture this. I ate sausages for 30 days. No, picture this. I only ate sausages for 30 days. It's one man or woman's adventure going around.
Or Bonnie Blue.
That was pretty good.
That is exotic.
Should we get back to the drawing board? We're back to the drawing board.
Give us 5 more minutes. Actually, Bonnie Blue eating sausages for 30 days in a row.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like
that is sick.
actual sausages.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think
That is a viral hit right there.
Tia,
Bonnie Blue.
your
It's a
mind's in
picture
the
of,
gutter.
picture of Bonnie Blue. Right, picture this. It's a picture of Bonnie Blue on a YouTube poster, and it says, "I only ate sausage for 30 days."
Yeah. ...
with a little like winky face.
Yeah.
And
I see it.
But it's a serious food travel vlog.
Yeah.
And Bonnie Blue is going on an adventure, trying different types of sausage. Careful, Diego. From chocolate sausage. All the way through to those like white fat burst sausages you get. And she's trying every sausage in between.
I we'll have a little record scratch here.
Yeah.
Then I think we pitch without Bonnie Blue.
Okay, cool.
So make it family friendly.
Alright. I quite like that though.
Yeah, I mean, we can try both.
Yeah, not everyone's as filthy as you, here.
That was pointed.
Pushing us in this sordid direction.
Listen, I'm looking for a viral hit.
To be fair, that is what she asked for, and that is what we gave her.
Okay, well, maybe we leave it like that.
Okay, what's the PG?
I mean, if we PG it up, it's a travel influencer, food travel influencer, big YouTuber, sets themselves a challenge. They've got 30 days, and the only thing they're allowed to eat is sausages. And they go on an adventure because they don't want to sit at home eating boring Walls sausages every day. Yes, maybe they'll have that a couple of times for breakfast. But they go off around the world, off around the UK initially, and they try all the different types of sausages that they can find. Chicken sausages, beef sausages, chocolate sausages.
Why are they only allowed to go in the UK?
Well, no, they then go
It's the
abroad.
exotic sausage show.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the whole point of taking Bonnie Blue out of it and putting someone else in, #, would be a good
That is
one.
actually a very good idea.
Would be the fact that this is episode 1, which is the 30-day, the sausage one, episode 2,
Could be any food.
oysters.
That's harder to try different things.
No, oysters are popular on TikTok.
Yeah,
Not
but
for
it's-
30 days,
I mean,
living
yeah.
off oysters.
Although there was that girl who ate like 200, and she went in and
Yeah.
ordered like 250 oysters just for lunch because they were £1 an oyster. It wasn't.
I saw a girl go round and she went to like 5 different restaurants and ate like 50 oysters from each.
But they haven't
In
lived
one
off
day.
oysters for a month.
I don't know if would you die eating oysters? That many oysters in a month?
You'd be seriously ill, but equally just eating sausages probably.
But no, because you can like vegetarian sausages. I reckon across a sausage you can get quite a lot.
Are you
of
allowed to
variety.
make your own sausage? Sort of balance out your diet.
What, like a broccoli sausage?
Broccoli sausage, pudding sausage.
Is a sausage just a shape?
What is a sausage?
Can someone Google what a sausage is?
So, a sausage is an item of food in the form of a cylindrical length of meat,
Meat.
Oh.
of minced pork or other meat encased in a skin.
So what's a vegetarian sausage? It's not a sausage.
Not a sausage. Not by this definition.
Are we playing fast and loose with the definition, or are we just get?
I think I could find it. Can you find a different definition?
Oh, okay.
Well, until you find the one you like.
Oh, there's another one that said used as an affectionate form of address, especially to a child.
Yeah, hello, you. Come on here, you little sausage.
Okay. All right.
Does everyone feel uncomfortable?
Okay.
Yeah.
So there we
Thank
have
you for the definition of the sausage.
it. Inconclusive definition of a sausage.
So, Tia Drake,
Yeah.
are you going to watch our show?
Do you know what? I actually would. If you can get #,
# or Bonnie Blue.
or Bonnie Blue, yeah,
Depending
either.
on we go, which route we go.
Yeah. I think it's quite interesting.
Thank you.
It like mixes the travel and the food.
Yeah.
That's what people love.
And a challenge as well.
Yeah.
Shame there's no like round of applause in the room
Mm.
for such brilliant idea development.
And we got there. We got there right at the last minute.
Right down to the wire.
It was real.
so exciting.
It was real. It was a real nail biter.
A nerve jangler.
A nerve jangler.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. What's
Well.
next?
Your juicy takes.
Not our burger ranking.
Your burger ranking.
Whoa. What was my juicy
No, hang on, you've got the burger.
I know.
Got to rank
but
the burgers.
I'm panicking now.
Right.
Gonna lose
So,
my job.
Tia, remind us where that burger was from.
So that burger was from the Smash Company.
The Smash Company.
Yeah.
Smash or pass?
Kensington.
Smash you.
The burger was
Appropriate.
£7.50.
£7.50. That's actually pretty good val.
Good value. High quality beef.
Well, I didn't think it wasn't particularly smashed.
Oh.
But I mean, it was tasty. I mean, I am very hungry, so that could be clouding my judgment. But it was quite small if I was
It was small.
taken on as a proper meal.
Yeah, was it better than a double cheeseburger from McDonald's?
I think I would give it better than a double cheeseburger.
Well, yeah, but was it better than 3 double cheeseburgers?
Well, because that's the equivalent price. Well, it depends what you value, quantity or quality.
Quantity.
Okay, well then no. Go on, get out the
Where's the board?
Get out the chalkboard.
The board.
The high quality,
Oh, look what I've got.
the burger ranking board.
Wow.
So there's a burger here.
Is that ready for us to place?
Yeah.
This is just the
That's
universal
the
burger.
standard.
Oh, and we've got another burger to place.
What's
No.
going on? How does this work?
I've just put that in the middle of the board.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
can
it.
move
Can you
it
see?
where you think.
So
burger.
we don't have a picture of the actual burger.
No.
Seems like production team didn't quite get round to it.
No.
So
I mean,
So
I don't
sorry.
think they've got all out on the fucking burger ranking board
it's a
either.
real shame. Hopefully, the
That's
quality.
laminated art.
Hopefully, the quality will improve as this series goes on.
Okay, fine. So, I mean, price is obviously pretty cheap.
Yeah, I think
For-
I've
for-
had burgers.
Ooh,
Oh.
smash that! Sorry.
Well then, so it's over here. The
Enjoyability. I mean, it was like
enjoyability is a strange.
it's a strange word. I think it's not as cheap as a McDonald's. Like McDonald's is obviously like cheap
Yeah.
and pretty enjoyable. I would say this one for me is around here, pretty cheap. There, actually.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, happy?
That's the spot.
Like solid burger.
Smash.
We've got to leave room for improvement.
There you have it.
Solid burger. You got to leave room for improvement.
You just said that.
Am I stuck in a loop? Solid burger. Can you guess what I'm going to say next?
No room for improvement.
No room for improvement. Yeah, around there. Great. Cool.
Wow.
Ooh, fucking hell. Down there. What's all the stuff?
All right. Should we move on?
Yeah, let's.
Okay. On to your
That's a nice one.
juicy takes.
Cool.
Juicy.
Do you want me to go first?
I love it when you go first. What?
I don't know, it sounded weird. My juicy take is that recipe content is dead on YouTube.
Wow.
Discuss. Keeping it in the food format as well, actually.
Yeah. I think it's quite a universal, it's quite a catch-all saying that recipe content is dead on YouTube, because I reckon I could find some that's still performing if I looked hard enough.
I think you probably could find the odd one that is still performing, but I think in terms of making new entertaining content that's designed for YouTube, I don't think recipe content in its old form has a place.
Now you're talking my language.
Okay, good. I don't think that a pumpkin pie recipe. I don't think a pumpkin pie recipe would make you want to click in the way that you maybe could have done recipe content on YouTube in the past. I think people go for recipe inspiration to the likes of Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts even. But if you want to create a YouTube video that's engaging, I don't think a recipe video cuts it, unless it's like a incredibly searchable one. So like how to do like a bacon sandwich or something like that. If like Jamie Oliver's knocking out a bacon sandwich, I reckon that still gets a decent amount of views. But
I think
pumpkin pie.
he's just got a video from 10 years ago that's about the bacon sandwich. He's not making a new bacon sandwich video.
I bet you've done more than one bacon sandwich video.
Well, producer Tia.
Fact check that, Tia, but we'll carry on.
I'm on it.
Oh, so yeah, if you're then working with a big food brand, food publisher, what would you recommend?
I would recommend. Oh, hang on, Tia's nodding.
He's done a few bacon sandwich videos.
See,
Talk to us about numbers.
7 years ago, 1 mil. 11 years ago, 3.7 mil. Another one 11 years ago, 3.7 mil.
sounds like the same one.
No, they're two different ones.
Actually.
Yeah.
Any more?
Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
I'm not sure that proves your point.
3 and 11 years. That's quite proof.
3 and 4 years, 7 years ago.
Anyway, so right, what would I, if I was advising someone who is currently making just recipe content on their YouTube platform? So if I was running a food channel that was currently just churning out recipe videos, I would very quickly stop just doing that, and I would reframe. I'd still cook recipes. I'm not saying we shouldn't be making videos that feature recipes, but I would reframe how they do it. So either you can go down the educational route and teach people skills like how to create puff pastry and then show a recipe within that. So something that's much more searchable, much more universal, that's more likely to get more clicks than the old pumpkin pie. Or I would make it more like entertainment style formats, like the Sorted Food Boys, where they do 3 chefs cooking 3 meals and they cycle around every 30 minutes and they have to blindly take over the next person's dish, and they've got to try and work out what they were doing, why they were doing it, and then add to it for 30 minutes, and then it goes again. And like, so adding a sort of like entertainment skew to cooking. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't be showing any sort of like recipe process in a YouTube video.
Your puff pastry video sounded like a recipe video.
Nah, because it's a skill. Or like knife skills, how to
What do you mean it's a skill? How's puff pastry? That's a recipe.
What, you're having puff pastry on its own?
Well, no, but the recipe to make puff pastry is a recipe.
Okay, fine. Or a bad example. No, it's not. It's just a base. Because I think there's...
Also, a dough recipe is not a recipe.
Because, yeah, it's searchable. It's like something that you would... You
said they were dead.
No, I said like a full recipe.
As long as you stop halfway through, it's a fine piece of content.
Well, kind of in a way, because it's more universal. If you take it to the end and you make the video... And I'm not saying you wouldn't feature the full pumpkin pie and puff pastry. Yeah, it could work.
Might be more a vegetable tart.
Yeah. Or like, for your pizza dough one, yes, you might then... You go, that's how you make pizza dough, and then here's 3 routes you could take with it. Here's a cheesy pizza. Disagree.
But I do disagree. Because I think I'm going to argue your point for you. Because I think it's seeing 3 different use cases or more, so you get more out of the video. So there's more value out of the video rather than... So you'd still see the recipe for how to make puff pastry, but then you'd also see 4 or 5 different ways.
But again, I agree with that, because you're spreading your bets. So it's like 5 ways to cook tomatoes, or 5 dishes you can make from just a tomato. Just a tomato. It's quite important on. But like using tomatoes, like a tomato sauce as a base, or something like that. Again, it's still giving you kind of like wider skills rather than just a singular recipe. And I think it's to do with how you find videos. It's like, you get your videos are offered to you in sort of like watch next or in your homepage, and the reality is if there's a recipe for a pumpkin pie, I'm only going to click it if I'm thinking, oh, I might make a pumpkin pie, or that could make a pumpkin pie. Whereas if you broaden it out and it's more about the underlying skill of what you're trying to make there, as someone who's interested in food and cooking, I might be like, oh, I want to know how you do that specific skill. Oh, and that leads to a pumpkin pie, but it also leads over here, and also leads over there, and it also leads here. So you're taking it back a step to make it more broad appeal for that audience. By going so niche onto a singular recipe, you're only likely hitting people when they're interested in watching that recipe. And I think that's when what also is doubly hampered by this is the amount of content going onto YouTube means that the people who are making those recipes are going sort of, because they've done all the classics. They've done roast chicken, they've done bacon sandwich. So they think, oh, we should go wider, we should go more obscure, And the reality is, if more obscure you go, even less likely you are to land an audience.
Yeah. But then I think it comes back to your point about the recipes being dead, because you're also then not going to compete with the hundreds of classic roast chicken recipes.
Yeah, well, that's also true. Because I still think there's a place for videos that are there as a searchable how-to.
But
So, like, the real basics, I think. So it's like...
But they're not already catered for.
Well, no, they are. I agree. So, but they probably are still picking up, like, hundreds of thousands of views. Like, Gordon Ramsay's How to Cook a Steak. I still watch that every time I cook a steak. So I'm like, do I do it again?
But then,
and I watched the same video.
But we were talking about sort of making new content and publishing new content. So you still
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it, kids. Don't do it, Tia.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Do you want another juicy take?
I would love to hear your juicy takes.
My juicy cakes.
Can I see your juicy cakes? Bend over and show me.
What?
Wow.
Cut that.
Why does all my best lines get cut? Show me.
So my juicy take is quite unrefined.
Okay. Sounds like you didn't prepare.
No, I've got the
Nug.
I've got the nugs of a great juicy take.
Yep. You want help with it?
Yeah, well, just to make it into like a nice catchy one-liner.
Okay.
But it's the explosion of sort of 360 entertainment groups, which are sort of bursting out on YouTube. So it's whether it's the creator comes first, whether the format comes first, whether it's from a brand who is sort of publishing there. What's actually happening is they're all becoming bigger than the one thing that they were at the start. And it's because of the ability to publish entertainment.
Do you think that's the driver? So you're kind of, I guess you're talking about that sort of like Disney model.
Well, that Disney and Red Bull are sort of two of the ones, the sort of the original people that have sort of seen the value of IP, and I guess that's what it boils down to, which is the value of digital IP is what's enabling creators now to start launching products, live shows, experiences, and then ultimately license themselves as a brand.
I think
but
it
actually
goes...
brands can now do it the other way too. Got something to say?
I do have something to say. I actually think it goes beyond that. I don't think it's the value of IP. I think it's the value of community, because I think that comes before it. Because what both Disney and Red Bull do, and have always done very, very well, is create a really incredibly loyal fan base. And that is based on community building. And I think that's what the influencers do so incredibly well, because they have such a loyal following that then when they do branch out to live events like the Sidemen's football match...
I'm just thinking of
I'm
just thinking of the Disney loyalists.
I mean, Disney... Are you joking? Disney
oh my
loyalists?
God, have you seen Disney Bound?
I was at Disneyland the other week.
Yeah, but they're like fruitcakes.
Yeah, I'm still loyalists. There is thousands of people, like...
Thousands? Well, they're going to need more than that.
Adults who shouldn't be wearing Disney outfits, wearing Disney outfits,
but
often too tight.
I don't think they're driving... I don't think they're driving the revenue. I think the licensing deals with the IP is what's driving their revenue. Selling kids' toys is what's driving their revenue.
Yeah, because they have this incredibly loyal community.
Yeah, but not the lunatic grown-ups going to Disney World.
Well, I agree with you, but I'm just saying that's like it shows the strength of brand when you can have theme parks that draw hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah,
probably every week across the world when you tally up.
Should we fact check that so Bart doesn't look silly?
I'm very confident.
I think it probably is about hundreds.
Well, how many have they got?
I think it's
Paris.
I think it's millions of.
Paris, 2 in America, right? Orlando and Florida. That's the same one.
That's the same one.
Isn't there another one in America? Just the one.
I think there's millions of people going through there a week.
There's one in Asia. Yeah. I'm sure
there's producer tears on the case.
Anyway,
we were supposed to be refining my juicy take to make it a nice punchy.
Yes, but I think you need to. Oh, go on.
So they get around 50,000 visitors per day.
Per park.
Disneyland.
Yeah, that's one park, I imagine.
Yeah, that's not Disney World.
Yeah, I think
no, that's a lot of people.
There are 6 in America.
6?
6 in the world. Sorry.
6 in the world.
So you got Anaheim, California, Orlando, Florida, Tokyo, Paris, Hong Kong, Shanghai.
I bet Shanghai.
So probably like millions a week.
Millions a week.
Yeah. That is a loyal community, no matter how you look at it.
Oh, they just announced Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi coming soon.
Coming soon.
Breaking news.
We've got an exclusive. Disneyland, Abu Dhabi, coming to you.
See you there. So you're the community is more than the IP, or the IP is valuable because of the community.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is once you get to a certain stage, they all feed each other. So that's the whole point of that model, is that the IP feeds the community, which feeds the live events, which feeds the TV shows, which feeds the movies, and they all feeds the merchandising. So it becomes, exactly. It becomes exactly that. But I think why you're seeing this explosion of influencers launching brands is because they've kind of woken up to this idea and have gone, oh crap, we can launch anything. Like Nico launched Shades the other day. It sold out within 10 minutes online.
I think I've got my juicy take.
Go on then, let's hear it.
Which is, I wish I'd actually thought about it a bit longer before I said that.
Thanks for cutting me off.
But it's about the brands. You can help make it more juicy, but it's the brands doing that backwards.
Yeah.
So the brands seeing the value of the content and publishing and growing a channel, growing a community to actually create. What?
You said community.
We'll have to check the tape.
I've done this before.
He's got previous. He's got previous.
Community.
I love the way you called Alex K out earlier. You slipped up as well and just carried on going. So,
Fuck you.
The brands can go reverse engineer it, probably to a not too dissimilar model to what Red Bull did, but actually with significantly less investment. Because of YouTube, because of the growth, because that's where people are going for their entertainment, and because that entertainment can then be published across other digital platforms. And actually, if you can grow these channels with an engaged, loyal audience, the value of your original product or business can increase. And actually, I've got a very specific.
Go on, let's do it. I'm so proud of you.
The other day I saw that the Manners Golf guys, their marketing director basically said that their 25% of their revenue last year was from content.
Interesting.
And they're making golf attire.
Yeah.
But they make quality content that's 25% of their revenue, and it's actually they're being sponsored by other bigger brands. And so they announced a partnership with Reebok. But they're as much a sort of content and publisher as they are selling fashionable golf attire.
Yeah. And then by doing that, and then they build up that loyal community, and then they can take them to their own products. They can do, I'm sure they do live events and live activations and probably get decent turnout. It's like, you're exactly right though. I think the brands are waking up to what the power the influencers have. And that's why you see the likes of Footside.
I don't think they woke up. I think they just checked their accounts, how much they'd paid them.
Yeah, true.
And we're like, oh shit, well actually if we're paying them, what if we start making our own? What if we can... And actually it's all in partnership anyway, because they need to bring sort of that network of people, and you can start building a community of... You're going to need some talent or format or IP to drive the channel. So it's not all in isolation, but actually they can see the value of it.
Of community building.
Community building. So
your
what's
juicy
the
take
juicy take? Is that one
brands are waking up to the value of community building.
That doesn't feel that juicy.
Oh, fucking hell. I thought it was quite a nice
It's quite nice, but I feel like...
Wake up, brands!
But I think...
It's time. Like,
they've been talking about community building for years.
Right.
I think the YouTube's current growth has unlocked the key
to brand community.
To brands being able to build IP-driven communities.
Why do you sound like you're running out of energy?
Because I'm not that happy with my juicy take.
Anyway, I think the area is juicy and I think it's interesting. So
it's a juicy area.
I like the juicy area.
It's not juicy.
You've got a juicy area. I think I can see Tia tapping her watch. I think that's all we've got time for today.
All we've got time for this week.
But I actually rated your juicy take in the end.
So you rated my juicy area.
I rated your juicy take once I added to it. So thanks for giving me the spark.
Well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you.
Thank you.
Anyway, do you want to sign us off so we can get out of here?
Yeah, let's do it. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for watching episode 1 of Feed Me Formats. I was Bart Frank.
I was Alex Kempner, and I still am.
Thank you very much. See you later.